see. I can see. Goodness is excited to be here, and I can really see it. Yes, keep dropping the emojis. We need to feel the energy in this room. We're not together physically, but the virtual energy can also spread. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I'd like to see more persons drop their emojis. Drop your favorite emoji in the comment section just to let us know that you're excited to be at this meeting today. Yes, yes. We know you've been waiting for it. You've been waiting for it, and we've also been excited. Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. So while we do that, I'd like to officially welcome you, ladies and gentlemen, to the CV writing and the LinkedIn optimization class put together by two visionary young men, Praise Ogunleke and Oladotun Ajayi. It's very beautiful to see what people in our generation are doing today. Of course, when I read the profile of the speaker for today, you know that yes, people are really doing things with their lives, and whatever they say about Gen Zs, what they see on Twitter about Gen Zs not being serious and not being change makers, is certainly untrue. And that by following the rules that we're going to learn today in this class, we can also position ourselves to be global change makers, or at least spread word about the work we're doing as global change makers. There's a lot to learn. There's a lot to learn today. And I officially welcome you to today's class. The theme of this program is leverage. Leverage. And we believe that knowing how to optimize your LinkedIn profile will grant you a leverage. Actually, it is a leverage that it places you on a certain pedestal, and it sets you up for greatness and connections that can change your life and take your impact journey to another level. My name is Titilope Balikis Ibrahim. I am a public speaker, a corporate compare, an event host, and a public speaking coach, and I'll be your moderator for today. It's really, really, really an exciting prospect to be a part of this event. Yes. Oh, wow. I think I have my people here. Somebody said, it's nice having you here, Madam President, Lasso Debate Society. Yes, it's nice having you here too, Adekunle Ayomide. Oh, Ayomide is not even from Lasso. Thank you so much for joining, Adekunle Ayomide. You can still keep telling your friends to join this program because we want them to be a part of it. We want them to be part of the value that we're going to be dishing out today. And of course, the fact that we said we're going to start with 40 doesn't mean that we want to end with 40. We want to end with over 1,000 persons. So tell them that it's not too late to join. We have just started. Yes. So I would like us to do a very quick introduction of ourselves. Like I said earlier, my name is Titilope Balikis Ibrahim. I'm going to give the format for the introduction now. My name is Titilope Balikis Ibrahim. I am a final year law student at the Lagos State University. I am a public speaking coach. I am a corporate compare. I am a writer. Yes, I'm a writer. And I am also an event host. I do a series of public speaking engagements. I also host a radio show here at Lasso Radio. I do a lot of things, but I'd like you to follow that particular structure to introduce yourself in the comment section, to tell us your name, where you're joining us from. I can tell some persons are joining us from outside Lagos, from outside Nigeria. Tell us your name, where you're joining us from. If possible, your institution of learning. If it is a secondary school, please add it there. If you're a graduate, please write it there. You're a graduate of what school? You're an undergraduate at what school? Tell us what you're doing currently for yourself. And you could also add your LinkedIn name. My name on LinkedIn is Titilope Ibrahim. You can check me out and follow me on LinkedIn. So please, let's quickly do that. Let's quickly do that so we can have an idea of who we have on the call. We can all meet ourselves. Yes, my people, I know you're here. I know you're here. Thank you for joining. But let's do the introduction very, very quickly. Your name, yes, your name, where you're joining us from, your institution of learning. Yes, if you're still an undergraduate or you're still in secondary school, your institution of learning. To also tell us what you do as a person. And you could also drop your LinkedIn name, your name on LinkedIn. I expect that would even be your full name, but if it is not your full name, drop your name on LinkedIn so we can check you out later if you're interested in doing that. Please, let's quickly do that. We're very time conscious at this event. We do not want to waste time because there's so much to say, and we also respect your time. We want you to leave the call as early as possible. So please, let's do the quick introductions. I can't see anybody introducing themselves in the comment section. Are you shy? Are we all shy? Okay, I think I just saw someone here. My name is Akintunde Goodness. I'll read a couple of the introduction. Akintunde Goodness, an undergraduate, an engineering student of the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, a co-founder of a fashion business and also a Forex trader. What a combination, fashion and Forex. Beautiful, beautiful goodness. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep it coming very quickly. Let's keep it coming. Let's keep the introductions coming. We need to be very fast with our introduction. Okay, I can see somebody else. Mommy, Ajayi, a student of OU, a YouTuber and a business owner. That's interesting. We have a YouTuber on this call. Lovely. Okay, can we have other persons introduce themselves? I think we have well over 50 persons on this call. I do not understand why we just have 2 persons here. Okay, Samuel Ogunleke, you write code. You literally just introduce yourself like you're writing a code. That thing that's a thing for the opportunity. I know it's an emoji, but it looks like a code itself. Nice to have you here, Samuel Ogunleke. Other persons, please keep introducing yourself. Let's keep it coming. Adela Konsamo, 500 level medical student at the prestigious Bowen University Teaching Hospital. The LinkedIn name is Adela Konsamo. I'll be sure to check Samuel out for the end of this program. Mercy, okay. Let's keep introducing ourselves. Would like to know. Yes, let's keep doing that very quickly. If you're just joining us, this is Leverage, the CV writing and LinkedIn optimization class put together by Praise Ogunleke and Oladotun Ajayi. The goal is to reach as many persons with the gospel of LinkedIn optimization and CV writing, so we can all be well placed, can all be well set up for impact, global impact, and a new momentum in our impact journey. So please do the introduction. Before you came here, just check the comments box. You see a lot of persons have introduced themselves. Please take the cue and introduce yourself too. Or someone already dropped a LinkedIn link. This is very smart. That's what I'm going to do too. So you please can follow me on LinkedIn. All right, let's quickly do that. We do not have time. We're going to stop that in 60 seconds. We can continue, but I'm just going to continue with other things that we have here in 60 seconds. So we do not spend too much time on introduction. Adewi Ashekperi Peter. I hope I didn't murder that name. Yes, God's favor, Adeniro. Thank you, God's favor, for joining us. Yes, I just dropped the link to my LinkedIn account there. If you'd like to follow, just click the link to follow. But please do not be distracted. The main purpose here is to come and learn how to optimize your CV, not to go back to LinkedIn right now. Because I think LinkedIn is the new Instagram with the number of cute photos and beautiful captions that we see there these days. So don't go to LinkedIn and get distracted now. Stay on this call to gain value right now. All right. So yes, let's move on to the reason why we are here. So we have two sessions of this class. We have the CV writing and the LinkedIn optimization. Today, we're going to be having the LinkedIn optimization class. And facilitator for this particular session, please, if you are in a noisy area, or even if you're not in a noisy area, really endeavor to mute your mic. Remember that every little thing you do could impede the smooth flow of this meeting, and you don't want to be that. You're here to gain, you're here to learn. So please mute your mic so you do not distract the class. Thank you. Yes, thank you for daring. The person is, I just spoke with him before this class started, and I told him that he probably started LinkedIn with the founder of LinkedIn. If you go to his LinkedIn profile, you understand exactly what I'm saying, because for a person to have over 24,000 followers on LinkedIn, that's a lot, actually, a lot to attain on that kind of social media page or on that kind of social media platform where persons only follow value loaded persons or value-based persons. If you do not have value, nobody follows you on LinkedIn. So for this person to have over 24,000 followers on LinkedIn, you can tell exactly what you'll be getting from this. So he has the authority to speak on LinkedIn optimization because he has attained that height himself. So ladies and gentlemen, I'll be inviting the speaker for today, the teacher for today's class. Before I do that, I'd like to read his profile. So I crave your indulgence that you please listen as I read this profile. You understand what we're going to be listening to today. Please mute your mic Please mute your mics if you've not muted your mic. Please mute your mic. Thank you. If you're not the moderator. Oh, apologies for that. I think there was a general muting, and so I must have been muted from there. I am so sorry. Before the muting occurred, I was reading the profile of the speaker, and I'll proceed to do that again now. So please pay attention as I do that. Thank you. Oladotun Ajayi is a nursing student, a change maker, community builder, and a social impact nerd who has over time developed passion for young people to get into personal development and put themselves out there for their career development. He believes so much in the future of young people and has pioneered impact movements with this course. He's the co-founder of Students on LinkedIn, an organization that helps students navigate LinkedIn professionally. Due to his community-driven passion, he's organized several impact sessions on LinkedIn, which has impacted about 3,000 students and young professionals across Africa for career development. He has also spoken in programs recognized by the LinkedIn headquarters, like LinkedIn local events and organizations such as Volunteers of Africa, Ndaba, to mention a few. He has also gotten several recognitions on LinkedIn, one of which is the top 50 African influencers and the iconic 50 students in Nigeria. He recently won the Junior Chambers International Award in the category of personal improvement and accomplishment. He has contributed actively to programs like TEDx Lautech, The Ripple Effect, and so many more. He is the official student ambassador for Circle Up, a social networking app to bridge the gap between students in different countries. Due to his interest in entrepreneurship, he believes it is a raising aspect for global relevance through value-based innovations and 21st century education. Ladies and gentlemen, please drop your favorite emoji for today's facilitator on LinkedIn optimization for career development and global relevance, Oladotun Ajayi. Please drop your favorite emoji. I'm yet to see anybody's favorite emoji there. Please drop your favorite emoji for him. Yes, thank you. Put your hands together for this stellar human, this stellar person, who is also the co-convener of this event. Oladotun Ajayi, are you on now? Are you with us now?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Can you hear me very clearly?
Yes, we can hear you very clearly.
All right, awesome. I would like to share my screen just a minute.
Okay.
Trying to... Sorry, just a minute. I'm sorry, I'm trying to connect to particular space now. Just a
Okay.
minute, sorry.
Okay, so while Oladotun Ajayi tries to connect, I can see that some other persons have joined us on this program. If you're just joining us, this is Leverage with Praise Ogunleke and Oladotun Ajayi. It's a CV writing and LinkedIn optimization class that was put together to help persons position themselves better for the career development and global relevance. So if you're just joining us, if you check the comment section, you see that persons have been introducing themselves. So please do that by telling us your name, where you're joining us from, and what you do. In the course of telling us where you're joining us from, you could tell us your university, if you're still an undergraduate, your course of study, so we get to know you better. And if you want to, your LinkedIn profile name, so we could also check you out.
All right. Can you see my screen? Sorry.
Yes, we can see your screen now.
All right. Awesome. So good evening, everyone. I'm so excited to be speaking with everyone here this evening, and it's a privilege for me to anchor this session, right? Teaching on how to leverage LinkedIn for global opportunities. So before I go to the LinkedIn optimization fully, I'd like to share a bit of my story, right, on how I got on LinkedIn and how I started what it is that I am doing at the moment, right? So I got on LinkedIn in the year 2021, right? I just joined LinkedIn as a casual individual who was just very concerned about meeting people, networking with like minds, right? And just accessing global opportunities, right? So after a while, I realized there was so much more to LinkedIn, and LinkedIn has a lot to offer, right? And I became active, I think sometimes around June 2021. And, I got myself involved in a couple of projects. I got more intentional about myself, and I was, sorry, someone is talking in the background. Sorry, someone is talking in the background.
Kindly mute yourself. Olajide Oluwasayo, please mute yourself. Every other person, and please mute yourself. Do not unmute yourself for any reason. Thank you. Oladotun Ajayi, I think you can go on now. We're very sorry for that.
All right, thank you very much, Titi Lokwe. So I got on LinkedIn and I became very active, sometimes around June 2021, right? And I realized there was so much to do, right? And I got intentional about myself. I got intentional about opportunities to get into. I got intentional about the things that I would like to do, right? And, I found a niche and I decided to launch out a social impact project on how to help students navigate the platform for global opportunities. And, I organized my first virtual event on the 23rd of December, 2021. And, I had about 2,000 participants join from about 20 countries. And, after that time, I had a very great shift in my career as regards, social impact on reaching students in several institutions in Nigeria and all over Africa. So, and that's to point to the fact that if you are not being invited to a platform, right, you can create a platform for yourself. You don't have to wait on people to call you. You need to show them that you're capable, right? So you can just try as much as possible to always create platforms for yourself if you are not being probably invited to platforms. And, through that process, you're trying to build yourself and, acquire knowledge that would help you in your career pursuit. So this evening, we'll be discussing on LinkedIn optimization, and I would like that we come very practical about it, right? I could have shared a slide, but I've realized LinkedIn is very much more practical than just sharing slides and just discussing the theoretical aspect of it. So yes, let's go straight to the point. This is my LinkedIn profile, right? You can see my cover photo, my headline, my profile picture, and all of that, right? So on LinkedIn, once people come on your profile, the first thing they see is your cover photo and your picture, right? So you want to be very intentional about the pictures that you push out to people, right? You need to find a professional picture that would, speak about you, right? You don't have to use pictures that are not well captured by a photographer or pictures that are somewhat blurry, right? You need to find a very good picture that would communicate things about you, even in your absence, right? So this is your cover photo, right? On my cover photo, it is written that we can do great things from a small place, right? That's just what I believe in, right? And you also want to ensure that you are putting the things that you are doing on your cover photo, right? I could have just added probably being a graphic designer or being a content writer or marketer on my cover photo, but I chose to, put an inspiring word that would inspire people upon coming on my profile, right? So for you, if you're a content writer, a marketer, a digital entrepreneur, you can add everything on your profile. Just ensure that the details on your cover photo are very small enough for the people visiting your profile to be able to understand what it is that you are trying to do, right? Just keep it simple, right? You can make use of Canva to create a kind of a captivating, cover photo for your profile cover picture, right? So that's actually very important for you to do. And now to the profile picture, you need to find a picture that speaks in your absence, right? You need to find a picture that can communicate the kind of person that you are to the people that are visiting your profile. You don't want to use pictures that are not well captured, right? Like I've said, you need to ensure that the pictures you are taking are a professional picture and pictures that can, speak so well about you, right? So ensure that you take picture from a very good photographer that can understand the agenda behind what you're trying to portray in your profile and ensure that he or she gives good edits to the pictures, right? So now to the tagline. On my own tagline, I have nursing students, community builder, social impact and innovations, then co-founder, students on LinkedIn and entrepreneurship, right? So for your headline now, right, you need to be very intentional about it because this is where people start getting interested in you once they visit your profile, right? You need a stellar tagline that would speak so much about you, about the things that you do, about the aspects you are involved in, about the niche you are in, right? So ensure that your tagline is short and simple, right? You're trying to communicate what exactly it is that you are doing, and you also wanted to make it very, very precise and accurate. So if I take, for instance, very content writer, you can put content writing that you probably help business owners write captivating content that can help their profile growth or their business on LinkedIn or any aspects they are involved in. Just ensure that your pitch is straight to the point and is as short as possible that will captivate the need of an individual trying to visit your profile, and probably he or she needs your service. He or she is going to be able to see that this is an individual that I would like to work with, and upon seeing your profile and the things that you are doing, they might probably send you a text on probably having a meeting with you or deciding on whether it is they would like to work with you. So yes, that's about the tagline, right? So I would like to explain a few more things here, right? As regards the introduction, LinkedIn introduction, right? So this is my intro on LinkedIn, right? You need to be able to put your first name, last name, and additional name if you want, right? You need to understand that you need the name that people can tag you with professionally. So input your name, your first name and last name. And if you want, you can add your additional name to it that, you want people to recognize you with. Then also for the name pronunciation, you can add your name pronunciation. If you feel that your name can be very difficult for people to pronounce, you can record the pronunciation of your name and add to your profile. This helps, individuals that are very skeptical about how to pronounce your name to pronounce it, right? So that gives a kind of clue as to how they can call you and pronounce your name. So that's quite very important. Yeah, so we talked about the headline already. So this is the current position, right? This is the top position on my profile, and this is what I've decided to highlight as the top experience that I have had, right? You need to understand that you need to add your positions. That's why you need to get on opportunities. Add position that aligns with your interest. Add position that aligns with your core value, right? You don't want to conflict your profession and just give things that are not in alignment with your profession, sorry. To ensure that the things you're adding are in alignment and you do not conflict the person that you are and the profession that you are in. You can't be a nurse and be adding that you are a banker or you are an expert in the banking sector. That doesn't really make any sense, because those that are visiting your profile will not really find interest in you, because they'll feel like you're probably lying or you're trying to just give a facade account that is not professional. So ensure that you have your current position in alignment with the things that you are involved in, right? All right, so let's move to the current company, right? Okay, I just talked about it, right? That's the current company in my introduction. So as regards industry, you need to be able to understand the industry that you are in, and you need to be able to put whatever industry that you are in on your profile, because that helps in profile optimization and probably search engine optimization. Take, for instance, if I want to search for an individual on Google now, you should be able to, bring the individual's name if I search for a particular sector, right? These are the basic reasons why you need to optimize your profile, because it helps in, people searching for you and getting to see you online in your absence. So that's quite very important. Then add your education, your location, your city, your contact information. This is very important, right? So let me click on edit contact information and let's see the basic contact information. That's how my profile. All right, so you can see this now. I'll talk about how to, optimize this profile URL to fit just your name, because I've noticed majority of the individuals put numbers on their LinkedIn URL, and this deters people when they search you on Google, on different platforms, right? So I'll talk about that later in this video, right? So add your email, your phone number. If you want to add your phone type, it's very fine. If you are comfortable putting your address, you can add your address to then your birthday, you can add it. Then if you have a website URL, you can as well add that too, because it's actually very important for you to, add all of these things. So also for this instant messaging, if you want people to send you text as regards the services that you offer, ensure that you activate this add messaging option, because it helps people to reach out to you quite very easily, right? Take, for instance, I need a service of a graphic designer and I'm seeing a messaging option on his profile. It's going to be very much easy for me to send him a message, because I've already seen a kind of an easy method of sending him a text that will make things very easy when I want to probably reach out to him as to the service that he's offering or what he's trying to add to my brand or anything. So ensure that your messaging option is short and precise, and ensure that it's also on your profile. That's if you have a particular service you're trying to offer to people. All right, so let's go to the settings. I talked about editing your profile URL now, as to how people can search you on Google and several platforms, right? This is very important in the search engine optimization, as it helps people get to search for you and see you quite very easily when they're trying to search for people online. So this is it. Editing your custom URL is very important, right? You click on this pen tool icon here, right? And majority of the people, there are all these numbers at the back of this name, right? Ensure that it's just your name that is there, right? You can see mine is boldly written Ajayi Precious Oladotun. Oladotun Ajayi Precious, sorry. So ensure that there is no number on your profile URL, because it helps you in the search engine optimization, right? Once people are trying to search for you on Google or other platforms, you should be able to show just your name and no other people, right? That's why you need to add this as part of the things you are doing for people to be able to see you quite very easily on your profile, right? They should be able to reach you from Google, from Chrome, and several platforms, right? So that's quite very important. And for your profile visibility, your visibility should be open to everyone, right? To be public, right? This is my public visibility, right? It's very important to, right, to ensure that your profile is visible to the public, right? Because I've noticed a couple of people, they only ensure that their profile pictures, their profile, the whole of your profile is only visible to a particular number of people in their network, maybe their 4th degree connection, network or all LinkedIn members, right? But mine now, if I make a post on LinkedIn, both people that are not on LinkedIn and LinkedIn itself, right, cannot get to miss on my post, because the post I'm sharing and the links I'm sharing out is actually very visible on Google, on Chrome, and several other platforms. So you should ensure that your profile is visible to the public, right? Anybody, right? See what it's highlighted, right? Yeah. All LinkedIn members on and off LinkedIn, your content could be visible in search results, Google, Bing, and etc. Right? So you should ensure that your profile is visible to the public, because that's how people on Google, on Bing, and other platforms will be able to search for you and see the content that you share on your platform, and probably learn from it or share to other people, right? And also ensure that your background photo, headline, and all of these things are very visible for people to see, right? So yes, that's about that. Let's move on to next part of what I'll be explaining this evening. So yes, all right, I'll be very fine. Okay, yeah, so we are back on the profile now. So, all right. So you can see this option here, this open to option, right? It has 3 options for you, right? If you are finding a new job, you can ensure that you had this finding a new job, right? Because majority of people are looking for jobs and they don't know how to apply for jobs, right? You can save yourself the stress of searching for jobs by just activating this icon, right? Once you activate it, it's really going to save you the stress of probably applying for jobs or reaching out to people or anything like that. Once you activate it, people that are visiting your profile that needs your service would automatically send you a text if they find you worthy of what they are trying to do, right? So ensure that you activate that option if you are looking for a job. And also, the second icon here is providing services. And like I've always said, if you are using a kind of platform that is visible to several professionals in the world, you need to be very intentional about how you place yourself on the platform, because LinkedIn is a very dynamic platform, and it connects you with several individuals all over the world, right? So activate these providing services if you have a particular service you are providing to people, because it also helps recruiters and hiring managers to be able to reach you as to how they can work with you, seeing the kind of services you're offering to people. So activate these providing services for people to be able to see, and for them to be able to send you a text as to how they would like to work with you. Then if you're an hiring manager, you can as well use this hiring icon, because it's quite very important. All right, so let's move on to the next agenda. All right, so this is your about session. This about session is quite very important, and you need to be able to communicate the person that you are, the things that you've done in the past, and what you are currently doing, right? You can see how I highlighted my own about section. Oladotun is a multifaceted human whose interest lies in social impact, youth/personal development, community building, and health and entrepreneurship, right? You need to be able to captivate your needs, right? Your interests, because people want to know what you're interested in upon visiting your about section. And that communicates so much about you without them even asking questions or reaching out to you on the services that you offer. So ensure that your about section is really well captivated enough to pick the interest of people that are visiting your profile. And you also want to make things very simple and short, and as well precise, right? So as to get the attention of those that you're trying to reach out to. Yeah, and for the experiences, this is also a very important aspect of your profile, right? On each experience, you need to be able to explain the things that you are doing as regard that experience, because people might want to ask you questions that are related to that experience, and they might probably want to give you other opportunities that are also related to that experience. To ensure that you put your experiences and had a kind of short pitch to all of the experiences, right? On your experiences, these notes that you're adding, people only want to see the results that you've gotten and the things that you've done, how you've been able to execute that project. So ensure that the words that would be under your experiences are short and precise words, right? Words that would captivate people that need your services, right? So ensure that you make a very great research about your experience and also add as much as possible on the things that you've done pertaining to their experience. So that's actually very important. So I did the same thing for all of these experiences on my profile because I wanted the people that visited my profile to be able to understand the person that I am and how they can have an idea of the things that I'm involved in, right? So let me show you an example of an individual's profile that does quite well on this lane, right? Okay, so yes, this is Timladi Salami, right? And here's our profile, right? You can see that our tagline is very short and precise, right? These are the things that people need to take very important because people all over the world are on LinkedIn, and just anybody can reach out to you as to how they would like to work with you or how they would like to partner with you. So you can see our tagline, very short and precise. You can see our profile picture, a very clear and detailed one. You can see our cover photo too, a very clear and detailed one, right? So, and as well as her experiences on her profile, she has, identified herself to be a climate activist, and she has done so many things as regards that. And her about section also explains the kind of person that she is and the projects that she has worked on, right? All these basic things, they go a very long way on how you can, make it to success as regards how you want to connect with potential mentors or professional or potential opportunities on LinkedIn, right? So another example is Emmanuel Faith, right? He has chosen to identify himself as an AR generalist, right? He's one of the top HR people in Nigeria, and over time he has been able to build audiences of people that has grown to be bigger people, right? As regards the HR profession, and he has spoken at several conferences and events, right? You can also see his tagline. This is very short and precise, right? These are the things that you need to take very, very important when you're on your LinkedIn profile, right? HR generalist, tech talent manager, 4x tech speaker, diversity and inclusion, employee experience champion, then promoting SDG 4 and 5, right? So I like the basic things that you are doing, right? And be straight to the point. Hit the nail on the head, right? Just identify with just a particular few things that you want people to see and how you want them to perceive you. That's actually very important. And you can also see his experiences. Yeah, right. He has also explained the things that he has been able to do through his experiences, and that alone is enough to get people to send him a text as to how they like to work with him. So another person I'd like to tell us about here is Emmanuel Onduka, right? This is one of the trailblazing students in Africa, right, that has really maximized LinkedIn for their career opportunities, right? So Emmanuel is a student of Fudo, and he actually met Tony Elumelu on LinkedIn by just making a post about Tony Elumelu, right? So LinkedIn is a very dynamic platform, right? You can achieve a lot on the platform if you take your time to understand how things are being run on the platform and how well you can be a value-oriented person, and how well you want to go into a particular niche and give value to people. So yes, Emmanuel is a student of Fudo and is a great friend of mine, right? And we held the first viral class that was in 2021 that I talked about the last time. It was my course then, right? That held the class 2021 where we had 2,000 students and young professionals join our class from about 20 countries, right? So Emmanuel has also maximized LinkedIn, right? Here's the story of how we met Tony Elumelu, right? He made just a single post about him, and Tony Elumelu responded to his post, right? So LinkedIn is a very important platform for students because it helps you to navigate life quite very easily to an extent, right? Because it connects you with people that can mentor you on different grounds and people that can help your career path along the journey that you are in. So Emmanuel makes a post very often, and he has also maximized the platform to his own importance, and he has really gotten so much on the platform, right? So yes, back to my profile, trying to All right. So, like I was saying, we need to understand that LinkedIn is a very dynamic platform, and we need to also try as much as possible to, maximize the platform to our own benefit, right? I'll be talking about how we can, meet several individuals in any profession, and how to connect with top minds and high-level executive in different companies at the later part of this, class. So also, right, for this featured aspect, you can try as much as possible to feature the post that you feel like you want people to see, right? You can feature your achievements and feature the things that you want to be seen on your profile, right? Things that would captivate people to stay on your profile when they visit your profile. So ensure that the featured posts are not just random posts that you make and you feel like you need to just post on LinkedIn and just drop any featured post on your timeline, because these are the set of posts that people see first about you, right? But I advise that you highlight your achievements basically, right, first on your profile, because people try to attach themselves with people that probably have achieved a couple of things, right? You need to build credence for yourself and social proof in this world that we are, right? And you need to be very intentional about LinkedIn itself. So yes, I was saying I wanted to share a story of how I met a Canadian Nigerian, right, in Canada, right? He sent me a connection request sometime last year around September, right, on LinkedIn, and I was very excited to accept his connection request because I am also an enthusiast of networking. So he sent me a connection request and we got talking, right? So I saw that he has a brand for students, right? And I was very interested in the brand, right? So I gave him a couple of tips as to how they can grow that particular brand on LinkedIn and outside LinkedIn. And he found that I am going to be a great fit for me to work with them. And, that's how he just brought me in as the student ambassador for Circle Up in Canada, right? And this was September 2022, right? So on LinkedIn, you need to be very intentional about how you text people. You need to be very intentional about how you connect with people. You need to be able to understand that people of value thrive excellently well without much efforts, right? When they are trying to connect with the individuals, right? So it's actually very important that you understand these basic things, because they can change your trajectory as to how you can, network and meet different individuals in different fields. So let me share something in the chat box now. I'd like to share a template that I use to reach out to people on LinkedIn and outside LinkedIn, on LinkedIn basically, sorry. So I just sent a kind of template to the chat box, sorry. So this is a template you use to reach out to people on LinkedIn, right? If you're probably trying to get a job opportunity, or you're trying to network with individuals in different fields and you want them to probably bring you on their team, or you want them in your company. So this template has worked over time, and it has really helped me as to how I have been, reaching out to people and how I've been able to maximize LinkedIn for global opportunities. So the template works. You can try as much as possible to save and use whenever it is that you want to reach out to people on LinkedIn, because it's a proven template, and it has worked over the years. So yes, we need to move to the next agenda right now. So add profile section, right? This is the basics of your profile also, because it has highlighted different things that you need to do, right? So on how to profile, you have your education, you have position, you have career break and skills. Ensure that you add all of these things, because they are very, very vital to your profile, and they can help you in landing jobs that you have never thought of, right? So ensure that you add these things. They are very, very important. Then next to recommend it, right? You can add featured posts, like I just explained, add your licenses and certifications. These things are just to make people trust you the more, because if you don't have a proof for people to see, there's practically nothing that would, catch their interest to want to reach out to you. So ensure that you add all of these things on your profile. And Okay, additional, you must have your volunteering experiences, your publications, your projects, your honors and awards, your test scores, because once you're adding your skill on LinkedIn, LinkedIn offers you the opportunity to go through a test, and that test itself would, score you on how you can pass a particular aspect on a skill, right? So ensure that you go through the tests of the skills you're trying to put on your profile, because it increases your chances of getting jobs that has that skill in it. So ensure that you go through the test and have a great score, 70 and above, right? 75 and above. They are the very, very important scores that you need to get to be able to qualify for jobs that you really want to get. So yes, if you're a bilingual individual, ensure that you had several languages that you speak, or you speak two languages or several languages. Add all of the languages, then add your organizations and courses. Quite very important. So I need to talk about something else now, right? And it's about the content that you post on LinkedIn, right? You need to be able to understand that content on LinkedIn are contents that should spark the attention of your audiences, right? If you don't have a niche, right, start by posting content that are related to the things that you do. Contents like you going for an event, you documenting your stories, right? That was how I started, right? I document my stories on LinkedIn. I just, post about the knowledge and the things that I got from a particular event, and I share with people, right? Take for instance, you just read a book and you really want to ensure that you make a post that regards that. Highlight few nuggets and points that would, give value to your audience. Ensure that you create that content in a very professional way and in a way that people are definitely going to benefit from you, right? So create that content and post the content attached with a picture, a very good picture, precisely, right? Because pictures are also one of the major things that makes you thrive on LinkedIn. You can't expect me to be posting a picture, a blurry picture on LinkedIn, or pictures that I took with IPL 3310, or pictures that are not so clear enough for people to see, right? Ensure that the pictures you are taking are well captured pictures, pictures that would speak so much about you, like I've said initially. So once you are creating those contents, ensure that it has a very good content alignment, right? You need to be able to give paragraphs to your content and ensure that there are enough nuggets for people to learn from that content. So that's quite very important. Also, as regards the algorithm, right? There are different posting times on LinkedIn. You don't just post anytime on LinkedIn, because if you keep posting anytime, LinkedIn masters the time that you post. So take, for instance, I'm an individual that posts Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. I need to be able to set a particular time that I post on those days, because LinkedIn algorithm masters the time that you post and helps you multiply your post upon getting that accurate time that you post, right? And also, once you post, ensure that you share the link to people, because once you share the link to individuals, right, comment itself brings about 30% increase, right, on the people that are going to see your post, right? You can't compare someone that has just 50 comments on his post with someone that has just one comment. The person that has one comment cannot get reach, right? The person that has 50 comments on his or her post will get more reach than the person that has just one comment on his post. So ensure that you share comments with people, and they also people that are reading your post try to share their thoughts on your post, because it helps the algorithm to multiply the number of reach that your account would get and how well people are going to see that post. So also, you need to create a niche, right? You don't need to be able to get several things done before you understand that this is the particular aspect that you like to do, or the particular aspect you like to come in on LinkedIn. So ensure that you are creating a niche. If you're a business individual, identify with that aspect, right? If you don't identify with the particular aspect, people will not know you for what you do, because they are conflicted. They don't know the exact path that you are in, right? So identify with the particular thing, or maximum 2 to 3, right? But they must be intertwined, because if they are not intertwined, people will find it very difficult to understand what you are doing, right? You can't expect me to be into probably business now, and the CMD and the medical director, like officer in a particular institution, and I'm just trying to. It's very possible though, but you can also build a kind of leverage on these things by trying to create content around different aspects. But the maximum aspects that you need to create content on shouldn't be more than 2 to 3, because if it's already getting too many, people will not really understand the exact aspect that you are, and they'll not be able to relate it to a particular aspect also, because you really want to identify with a path, right? Take, for instance, if I want to identify with a particular individual on LinkedIn, I need to be able to know that, okay, this is what this person does, right? Now on LinkedIn, we have several photographers, right? And they actually have their unique selling points, right? So take, for instance, I want to look for a photographer on LinkedIn. I know the people to reach out to because they've constantly put out content that would help their audience understand more about them, right? So that's why you need to have a unique selling point. Unique selling point in the sense that you need to have a special way and pattern that you teach out your content to your audience, right? So your unique selling point is like your value proposition, right? I can say my tagline here is my value proposition because this has, given the kind of clue about the things that I do, and the other aspects of my profile has explained so much about the things that I do, right? And your about section is also a way to teach more about yourself in respect to the value proposition you're trying to pitch to your potential clients and all of that. So ensure that you have a unique selling point and you are giving a solid value proposition. Because if you don't have a solid value proposition, people would not reach out to you because they feel like you are probably not going to solve their problem, or you don't have what it is that their brand needs. So ensure that you have a unique selling point and a special value proposition. Also, as regards reaching out and connecting with people, you need to be very intentional about it too, right? And there is no specific way or pattern that can work, right? There are different and diverse ways that you can reach out to people on LinkedIn, right? You can connect with any individual, right? I've met different individuals that probably on a normal day, if I was just myself and a normal individual, I might not have met them. But LinkedIn has bridged that gap, right? You can reach out to potential clients, potential sponsors, right, on LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is a huge leverage for you, right? Even as a student or young professional, right? You just need to be able to understand how to get into that leverage, and you understanding that is a function of how well you have mastered the platform and how well you are able to pitch yourself and how well you have done so much that would, communicate so many things about you and the things that you've done in the past, right? So you need to reach out to people on LinkedIn, right? I've reached out to several individuals on LinkedIn. I never applied for a job on LinkedIn and I've gotten several job opportunities. Why? Because to an extent, I've positioned myself for opportunities, and it's practically very impossible for me to send you a text on LinkedIn and you might probably not want to respond to me. You think twice before you probably ignore what I'm trying to do, or ignore the thing that I'm trying to pitch to you. So ensure that your profile is well optimized and you pitch yourself enough to people, because once you are pitching yourself like that, the first thing they check is that, is this person a solid individual? They'll try to check your profile, they try to check your experiences, right? If they're not seeing what aligns with them, they will basically leave you, right? They will leave the text you're trying to send to them, and they will leave the pitch you're trying to give to them also. So you need to ensure that your profile is well optimized, right, as to how you want to position yourself on the platform, because it also helps in responses when you're trying to reach out to people. So that works quite well. All right. So also, if you are a newbie, right, if you are just getting active on LinkedIn, let me send another template for you to use to make your first post on LinkedIn, right? So I just dropped this in the chat box, right? So once you're trying to make your first post on LinkedIn, you should identify yourself with these things that I have highlighted on the post, on the comment section, sorry. So you need to be able to introduce yourself, your school, and your department, or probably if you're no longer a student, you can include what you do, right? So write about what you do explicitly. Explain deeply how that the things you do can affect individuals on the platform, right? Because it helps people to trust you the more. It gives you credence, right? Once you're trying to reach out to people now, they can see that this is the things that this individual has been involved in over the years, and he or she has been able to achieve this number of goals, and he or she has been able to do this number of things on this aspect, right? So write about what you do explicitly. Talk about how you got inspired to come on LinkedIn. Talk about your achievements, right? So I said give more attention to this because LinkedIn is is an inspirational platform and not an operational platform, right? Like, contrary to the popular say about LinkedIn, that LinkedIn only oppresses people. I see some comments on Twitter, on several social media platforms, that they'll be like, LinkedIn, there are so many liars on LinkedIn, they just oppress individuals on LinkedIn and all of that, right? So LinkedIn is not an oppression platform. LinkedIn is an inspirational platform, and you need to come to this understanding early enough, because once you understand that, it helps your growth on the platform and how you are able to get opportunities and how you're able to connect with people. Because if you feel like LinkedIn is an operation platform, you basically not get opportunities because you'll be limited, right? And you don't want to limit yourself to opportunities. You want to ensure that you are putting out content, inspirational content for people also to get inspired, right? You are sharing your achievements for people to get inspired and not to get oppressed. So it's now less for the reader or people that are reading your post to feel oppressed, right? So you need to ensure that you share your achievements, right? And don't be oppressive about it, too, right? Try to captivate your content in a way that would feel like you are trying to inspire individuals and you're not trying to oppress people, because it's also very important on your journey on LinkedIn, because there are several individuals in several fields and aspects on LinkedIn itself. All right, so I would like to talk about I was talking about how you can reach out to people on LinkedIn and how you can probably ensure that they get your responses. And I sent a particular template. That template has worked over the years, and you can as well try to use the templates to reach out to individuals, because that's one of the hack and things that people need to get done on LinkedIn, because it has helped a lot of people, and it can also help yourself too. All right, so back to this. You need to add a couple of more things here on your profile, right? And also, LinkedIn is a very vulnerable platform, right? You need to be able to understand that you need to share your story. That's if you're comfortable with it, right? You need to be able to share your story to people, and they need to get inspiration from your story, right? That's actually very important. So ensure that you share yourself vulnerably, right? That's if you are very comfortable with it. But that's what I've practiced over the years and has worked for me, right? So yes, this is where to add your licenses and certifications, right? If you feel like you need to add a particular number of certifications, you also add all of your certifications on your profile, right? So these are those if you have added, right? So you can add as many as possible, actually, right? Because it also helps your credence as to how you can work on your profile. So you need to add your volunteering experiences, right? So that works because it helps people to really understand who exactly you are and the things that you do. So ensure that you add all your volunteering experiences, because your volunteering experiences speak so much about you too. Like I've talked about in the art section aspect, you need to add all your volunteering experiences, both professional experiences and volunteering experiences, because it helps people have a background check about the person that you are and the things that you do. All right, so this is the skill aspects. We talked about the skills you do all the time, and that you can also apply and add your skills to your profile by taking skill tests. So this is the aspects that you need to add all your skills, which is very important. Your skills must be in alignment with the experiences that you had, because people want to be able to understand that your skills are in alignment with your experiences, because it's those skills that are going to use in those particular experiences. So it's actually very important. And for the recommendations, right, ensure that people recommend your work, right? I still have so many pending recommendations that I've not added to my profile, but I decided to add just this, right? So ensure that you had all of your experiences on your profile, because it helps you to understand the things that it helps people to understand the things that you're involved in and how that they can work with you, right? It adds to your credence. Then for honors and awards, you need to add all of your honors and awards because it also helps you to be more credible to people, because people want to see people that are credible and they want to see that these are the things that you've been worthy of because of the things that you've been involved in. Also, as regards posting content, you need to be very consistent about the content that you post, because people like nature obeys to consistency. Why? Because anything you're doing and you're very consistent in it, you get so many ripple effects of that skill alone, right? So you need to be very consistent, and once you are being consistent, you don't have to force yourself to be posting every day, right? Understand what works for you, because several individuals post every day. Even in fact, some people post like 4 times to 5 times a day, right? You can just set a particular regimen for yourself, right? Even myself, I don't post every day. So set a kind of target for yourself, right? Ensure that the target is meeting what you need to achieve, right? Take, for instance, you can say that you want to be posting twice a week. Twice a week is not bad. And it has even gotten several people results that they never expected. So that's very important. Add that to your growth on LinkedIn and watch everything change and watch things come out quite well. So ensure that you're very consistent, and consistency doesn't have to be every day. Consistency can be twice a week. In fact, consistency can be twice a month for some people, right? You just need to understand what works for you and how that can affect your growth and how it can also affect the results you are trying to get on LinkedIn, right? So that's actually very important. You need to be very consistent. So this is my analytics, my LinkedIn analytics for the past 7 days, right? These are just basic things that works, and the number of people that have visited my profile in the past 90 days, right? Post impressions for the past 7 days, search appearances, sorry. Then for profile topics, you need to be able to add topics to your profile, right? That's in the creator mode, right? Add the things that you're interested in, right? If you're interested in business, add that you're interested in business, because it helps the algorithm to push your profile to the people that are willing to, pay for your service, or people that are willing to hire you to their businesses. So add topics that are related to the things that you're doing on your profile, right? You can see my own profile topics. These are the things that I talk about basically. I talk about community, I talk about leadership, I talk about social impact. So that's just my aspects and basic things that I do through LinkedIn. So I've highlighted those stuff through my profile topics. Yeah, then for the creator mode, all of these things are available for people that wants to use creator mode. The LinkedIn Live, audio events, newsletter, and all of that. Yeah, available for people that use the creator mode, and that's actually very important on your profile. So yes, I would like to take few questions before I proceed to the things that I really want to do. Hello, can you hear me?
Loud and clear,
Yes,
sir.
All right. Oh, apologies. I did not know a couple of people were waiting outside the call to join. Sorry, I already shared my screen, so I was off. Hello. Sorry, can you hear me? Can you hear me very clearly?
Yes, we can hear you.
can hear you. Oladotun, we can hear you now.
Yes, I can hear you very clearly. Is Titilope on the call?
Yes, I'm back on the call.
All right, so let's take a few questions.
Okay, do we have questions that have been sent to the comment section earlier? Can't particularly ask them right now. Do we have them? Okay, good evening, everyone. So would like to take your questions now. I don't know if you've sent your questions earlier or if you haven't. If not, please do that right now. And if you want to unmute yourself to ask your question because we do not have time anymore, you can also do that. For those who have been part of the session since the beginning, if you have any question, this is the time to ask your questions. We'll be entertaining questions now before we have the closing remarks. Ajayi and Joseph Ajola, please could you mute your mic? And while we are waiting to entertain questions, can you all please put your hands together for Oladotun Ajayi for that brilliant session that we just had? I was off the call for quite a while and I was outside, but I could see some of the comments on the WhatsApp page. Well, you can clap with your hands, but we want you to be muted. So please clap with your emojis. Thank you. Please put your hands together for him. You can type 1 or 2 comments. Of course, would like to have this feedback on his LinkedIn page. You could go to his LinkedIn and comment on the post there, thanking him for adding value to us today. But you could also send the sweet message here. Aside persons that are typing their questions, I really believe that we're going to have questions here because please put your hands together for him. He has done really brilliant. He has done really well. I'm sure it must have cost him quite, time, energy, resources, maybe money to learn some of the things that he has taught us for free today. And we really appreciate it. So we promise to put everything you've taught us today into practice and to bring the receipt of success on LinkedIn back to you. All right, everyone. I still await the questions. Thank you for the insightful session. Yes. Somebody's saying, okay, yeah, someone said very insightful session. Thank you. Oh, we're still awaiting questions, please. And we'll be closing this in the next minutes. If you do not send in your questions in the next 2 minutes, we will not be taking your questions anymore. So please endeavor to send in your questions as soon as you can. All right, so certain persons were logged out on the call. This session is being recorded. Yes, it's being recorded. So you should know that if you missed out on any part, you could always get access to the recording. So you can access that area that you missed. And I think there are also some persons that were kind enough. In the WhatsApp, there was someone that was kind enough to type everything that he learned and to leave it on the page for us on WhatsApp. I'll tag that message now. The person is anonymous. I don't know who the person is. The person is actually anonymous. I wish the person had his phone name there. But anonymous typed everything that Oladotun said, at least most of the things that he said, and he sent it to the WhatsApp page. So if you missed out on any part, I just highlighted that message or the 2 messages that he sent now. So you can join. So you can take note of it from there before you get the recording of this call. All right. We will no longer be taking questions, entertaining questions. It's been a brilliant session. Someone said succinct and simple explanations. Looking forward to connect with you. That's from Chief Roland. Someone dropped a very sweet message for you here. Okay, so I think other persons want to drop their sweet messages on LinkedIn, and that would be beautiful. Thank you so much for the beautiful value that you have shared with us, Oladotun. We're very grateful. We feel privileged to have learned from you today. So right about now, since we do not have questions for today, probably we're going to have the questions later and then we may be able to entertain them tomorrow. I do not know what the plan is, but we'll be getting back to you all on the group chat in regards to that. We will be bringing on board for the closing remarks the co-convener of this class, the facilitator of tomorrow's class, a visionary young man, Praise Ogunleke, who will be taking us CV writing later.
I think
yes, I Oladotun. Is there? Oh, there's a question there now. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Okay, is it possible to edit the LinkedIn profile URL on an Android phone? Joanna, I am very sorry. That was an oversight. I didn't see that. So I think we'll address that question now. Is it possible to edit the LinkedIn profile URL on an Android phone and other necessary editing?
Yes,
could you
possible.
address that, Oladotun?
Yeah, it's very possible for you to, edit your profile on your Android phone. I was just trying to use my PC to explain so as to, capture the whole of the profile so as for you to understand quite better. But it's very possible. Just ensure that you go through the same route of, the explanation I gave to edit all of the things that you like to edit on your profile. Thank you very much.
Okay, Joanna, did that answer your question? Okay, she also said, can you expatiate on the posting at the particular time and day consistently?
All right, so thank you very much for that question. What I was trying to say is that for the algorithm, you need to be able to master the algorithm by ensuring that you post at a particular time in a particular day, right? Because algorithm masters the time that you post, and it's actually very important that you that time because algorithm helps you multiply and the number of reach that you get once you stick to a particular time that you post. Because it ensures that once you post, take for instance, today is Monday. If today is Monday, right? You post by 8 a.m. on Monday, and on Wednesday, you post by 8 a.m. on Wednesday, and on Friday, you post by 8 a.m. on Friday, and you stick to that pattern for say about 3 to 4 months. Algorithm masters your profile to that time, and whatever content it is you're trying to put out at that particular time is really going to reach a lot of people, and you'll be able to get so many reach when you keep to that time, right? So sticking to a particular time helps your profile and also helps your content reach as many as possible. So far, you go through the process of giving a very good content and sharing to people that drop thought-provoking comments on your posts. So yes, that works.
Thank you very much, Oladotun.
You're welcome.
All right, I think that's all the questions for tonight. If there's any other question,
I have a follow-up question to that question, please.
Okay, please.
All right. So you mentioned that there is a particular time you can post on LinkedIn, and then the algorithm will favor you even more. For instance, for I know that for Facebook, 6 p.m. and 7 p.m. works a lot. So I'd like to know, is there also like an hour range for LinkedIn?
All right. So yes, there are times that LinkedIn post works quite better, and that's morning, very early in the morning, and sometimes around 5 p.m. to say 6 p.m. right on the days of the week. So posting early in the morning between 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. works quite well, and you see that most posts that you're making in those times gets to reach so many people because there is not much activity on the algorithm by those times because there are not many people online, and there are not many people that are really posting content at that particular time. So the algorithm is well rested to push out your content to people, for people to see, and for it to reach the kind of people you are trying to target. So those two times work quite perfectly on LinkedIn. I hope I've answered the question.
Thank you so much.
All right, I think someone else has a question. I think I'm saying.
Okay, please ask your question.
Samuel Oluwatobi.
Yes, someone knows Samuel Oluwatobi. Please ask your question. Osmanu, can you hear us? I think his reason is and for a reason. Could you please ask your question? Okay.
I couldn't hear you before. Can just
But I'm mostly Uluwafemla, you have a question.
No, I don't. I don't.
All right, so this person's I do not think we can take their questions right now because they probably have network issues. We'll just move on. We'll just go on. We'll go on to the next item on our agenda, which is also the final item on our agenda. Thank you so much, Oladotun. It was a pleasure listening to you and learning from you tonight. We look forward to connecting with you on LinkedIn and learning more from you on there. I think Oladotun is
Yeah, thank you very much, Titilope.
Thank you so much. Yes, so now we're going to have the closing remarks from the co-convener of this class, another visionary young man who is to be taking tomorrow's class, in fact, Praise Ogunleke. It would like you to have the closing remarks. Let's take the closing remarks from Praise Ogunleke. It's Praise, I think Praise is with us here. I just saw him here.
yeah.
All right, Praise, you have the floor.
All
Yes,
right, all right.
okay.
Yeah, so thank you very much, Titi. Thank you. That was awesome. Thank you very much, Oladotun, my brother. I mean, I'm sure that we've learned a lot from his session, right? And I mean, we started Leverage because we wanted to ensure that undergraduates, especially, have access to certain opportunities, and we realized that many undergraduates were not really prepared for opportunities. We're not really prepared for the future of work, right? So, for example, your LinkedIn profile is just like your online CV, right? And so many people don't take it seriously because they feel like, oh, it's not just LinkedIn. I mean, there's so many times that I wanted to apply for stuff and I was asked for just my LinkedIn profile. And just imagine if I did not have anything on my LinkedIn profile, right? So I'm saying that you want to ensure that you optimize your profile. Thank God Dotson already did justice to that. So we could go over the recording, time and time again to get ourselves accustomed to these things. You want to have a solid LinkedIn profile, to be honest. Sometimes people don't even ask for anything. They just want to see your LinkedIn profile and that's it. They make their decisions based on that. So if there's an opportunity, I was talking to somebody recently and I mentioned somebody. Do you know what the person said? The person was like, oh, let me check out on LinkedIn. So people are checking you on LinkedIn, right? So because it gives a perception about you. So I'm saying that you want to ensure that you take your LinkedIn very seriously and your CV. So for example, somebody who is a student who wants to go for grad school when he's done and doesn't have a CV, how does that work? Because when you're writing your CV, you're going to see that there's so many things you need to know. There's so many things you need to start doing now so that you will not be caught off guard by the time you're done with school, because the student tag is a tag that you maintain for a period of time. You cannot maintain it forever. And during that period of time, there are certain opportunities that you can apply for. There are certain things that you can apply for. Have you seen, on social media how that they put out some opportunities and they're like ages 18 to 25, or maybe they say this thing is just for undergraduates, just for people that are not done with school, right? It means that there are some opportunities that you can miss out on once you are done with school, to be honest. And there are some things that you need for the next level when you are done with school, and you can only get them when you are in school, to be honest. If you want to build them after school, you can build them, it's true, but it's going to take you like time. It's going to take you much more resources. So for example, there are some programs that I've attended for free and graduates have to pay more than 50,000 naira for it, right? Because I am a student, so I've been able to like maximize that opportunity. So I'm saying that if you're a student, there are so many opportunities out there for you that you want to explore, and you want to start preparing for all those opportunities now by optimizing your LinkedIn profile so that people could have a good and great perception about you and recommend you for opportunities, and also have a good CV, right? So I'm sure that we're going to learn so much from this session. We're going to continue tomorrow, and we're going to be doing CV writing, right? We're also going to be having another session on Sunday and Monday. Let me just say this now, which is how to create a killer pitch deck, right? So if you want to learn how to create a pitch deck, we're going to be doing all of that on Sunday and on Monday. I'm going to be sharing the flyer and the link just after this class so that you could share with your friends and all of that. So I just wanted to like mention a little on why we started Leverage and how much progress we've been able to make. So everybody, thank you so much once again. My name is Praise, by the way. I've been really excited to be doing this. Thank you so much. Have a very wonderful night's rest. Thank you, Titilope. You've done amazingly well. Thank you very much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was my pleasure, Praise. So that was Praise Ogunleke, the co-convener of this program. You'll be joining us tomorrow again. Please, as you leave, do not forget that we're going to be having another session tomorrow on CV writing, and Praise Ogunleke will be the one coordinating or facilitating that session, rather. My name is Titilope Balikis Ibrahim, and I am a corporate compare. I am your moderator for today. I was your moderator for today, and it was a pleasure doing this. Yes, I think it will be the same time, but more information will be sent to the group chat. So please just stay glued to the group chat. I saw some persons complaining about not getting information. We'll make sure we disseminate the proper information to the group chat so you know what time to start tomorrow and you'll be prepared to attend the session. Have a good night rest, everyone. See you tomorrow.